Madam Speaker, thank you for allowing me this privilege to co-sponsor, along with my colleague, Congresswoman Margarita Nograles, to this August Chamber House Bill number 3917, entitled An Act Amending Sections 3 and 4 of Republic Act number 10845, otherwise known as the Anti-Smuggling Act of 2016, and for other purposes. Given that any nation is faced with the economic problem of having finite resources while catering to unlimited needs, coupled with the exogenous economic headwinds that are occurring all over the world, revenue collection has become of paramount importance. In any economic activity, therefore, where the state is being unlawfully deprived of its much-needed income, we are all duty-bound to undertake any and all measures to plug such loopholes. With respect to illicit trade in tobacco, we are dealing with lost revenues estimated to the tune of 30 billion to as much as 60 billion. This is not just a matter of foregone excise tax revenues. The very livelihood of millions of our countrymen who are dependent on the industry are also threatened by the unfair competition coming from the illegal manufacturing and trade of tobacco. Based on data from the NTA, the tobacco industry generates 2.1 billion in employment and industry dependence, with 149.7 billion total excise taxes collected. Consequently, these precious sources of livelihood are being put at risk vis-a-vis the rampant smuggling of illegal tobacco. With the exception of lost revenues, if there is a need to recapitulate on the social evils of smuggling, allow me to emphasize the following. Consumers are unprotected from deceptive and harmful products given the source, contents and composition and potential consequences of smuggled tobaccos are unknown. It hurts our local industry, where legitimate businesses which are compliant with laws and regulations which are unprotected from intellectual property rights to fair competition. Farmers, workers, and dependents are also affected as a consequence. Finally, government health policy objectives are distorted. Since the smuggled products are unregulated, no graphic health warnings and other mandated warnings are accurate according to the actual national statistics. There is a fact that is not widely known, but income from the so-called sin taxes, of which revenues from the tobacco industry comprise of 58%, or 94 billion of the total health budget. The truth, therefore, is that tax collection from tobacco products not only strengthens funding for public infrastructure, but has a direct impact as well on sustainable development goals and our universal health coverage as a country. As such, House Bill number 3917 seeks to include tobacco both in its raw form or as finished product, as among the agricultural commodities, the illegal importation of which can be classified as constituting economic sabotage. The facts as established by reliable reports are undeniable. In Mindanao, on an almost daily basis, illegal cigarettes are being seized by the Bureau of Customs. It is estimated that 6 out of 10 cigarettes sold in the market already come from illegal sources. Even in our own tobacco-producing region of Ilocos, nearly 10% of cigarettes sold are considered illicit. House Bill 3917 aims to spread a wider net that will allow our law enforcement agencies to catch not only the illegal importers themselves, but also their cohorts or collaborators, facilitators, forwarders, and even warehouse lessors. It seeks to pursue alternative trails or pathways of illegal importation exploited by smugglers, and these include the use of private ports, fish landing sites, resorts, and airports, among other locations. Further, it requires the BIR to publish and regularly update the list of finished goods that are registered with the Bureau, so as to facilitate the confiscation of unregistered or illegal products. Finally, Madam Speaker, it seeks to punish not only the illegal importer, but also the registered owner or lessee of the means of transportation used for the importation, the warehouse or property where illicit tobacco is stocked or hidden, and hold accountable as well the owner, lessee, or management of the private port or other sites or corridors used for smuggling. Through this measure, Madam Speaker, we not only secure control of the tobacco market within our country, but create a foolproof legislative foundation that will allow for higher revenues to contribute in nation building and the improvement of our healthcare system. It is through this, Madam Speaker, dear colleagues, that I therefore appeal for your honor's support and approval of this measure. Maraming salamat po at magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.